I'm waiting for you to drop your own song. You see The Rock dropped his song, bro? You see that?
I'm good off that, bro. That ain't my bag. But bro,
you say that now, and you're gonna be happy.
Briox.
I'm sorry.
Briox featuring Cobb Baby, bro. OnlyFans, bro. This song go hard, bro.
Boy by with a 4-5 with your old line online. Pick the profiles on down, try the boat and get them on the ropes. Back them up and put them on the slope. Slow and down and low. Bring it up and spread your toes. Bend your back and let them know that you got that pot of gold. Whoa, poppin' for Poppy, that kitty so poppin', you popular. Pop, yeah, I'm stuttering. Hoping you give me your number and we get to doing a whole lot of tussling, a whole lot of rubbing, whole lot of fucking, a whole lot of bustin'. I'm Benjamin Button, driving Miss Daisy, button your buttons and you'll be my queen and I'll be your baby. Put your hands in the air, do your money dance. Ayy, ayy, do your money dance. Ayy, ayy, get your money back. Ayy, ayy, I'm not your only fan. Ayy, I'm not your only fan. Ayy, ayy, do your money dance. Ayy, ayy, I'm not your only fan. Ayy. Get your money back.
He wanna fuck with me cause I'm the truth. He only fuck with you cause what you do. Like when you being a dummy and giving him money, he give it to me like a fool. My shit is juicy and wet as a pool. Bitch, I'm a vibe, don't fuck with my move. Do what I want, don't follow the rules. Got me some paper, my money done grew. Hop in the coupe and I'm taking off. Me and my amigos, we clear the set.
Oh, she's a beast. She's talented, she's amazing. Guys, welcome. Episode 3 of the Professional Winner Podcast Show, whatever you want to call it. I am your host, your guest, your executive producer, Jonathan Conyers, aka the Professional Winner, Mr. TPW. Do you understand what I'm saying? Gabe, talk to me, man.
I'm here. I'm here, guys. Come on.
You here?
Come on.
Gabe, wake up.
All right, I'm awake.
Wake up.
I'm awake.
Wake up. Give Gabe, guys, Gabe is playing with me right now. Give Gabe a round of applause. I think Gabe is nervous because today we are talking about Mr. Far Beyond, which is another term I used to go by. I never agreed to that term. I never.
This is why he became a producer, obviously, because that sounds like his own album. It sounds like a mixtape.
That was a term given to me by Gabe and my friends and Stony Brook University. Gabe is afraid that his secrets are going to come out while his crazy college days, but we're not going to do that.
All right, Mr. Far Beyond over here.
Yes. Hold on again. Let's go, Gabe. So I kind of gave it away.
That's what it's
We're
gonna be
talking
about.
about Stony Brook University, my journey. We are continuing. It's episode 3. It's early.
It is early.
Unfortunately,
In the morning.
I'm not super famous. There's no blogs on me, so I have to constantly tell you guys who I am, why this podcast matter. Unfortunately, everybody who have successful businesses, who have successful companies, who have made great money, does not automatically have a huge following. And sometimes people with amazing followings and amazing voices are frauds.
Dun, 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 dun.
They're not making money, but yet their voice matters, and I'm not gonna knock the hustle. But today we go more about Jonathan Conyers, who I am, my journey, and I will be irresponsible not to talk about Stony Brook University and the impact that amazing university had on my life and my journey.
Yeah. Actually, that's how we met. Yeah, I mean, we met in Stony Brook, but before even starting, freshman year of college,
Yes,
it
sir.
was EOP.
EOP.
Can we tell what can we talk to the people? Tell them what EOP is.
EOP is the place to be, but before we abbreviate it,
Oh my
you
God,
gotta say what EOP means.
Mr. Far Beyond rapping over here. You hear this? Bars.
Stop it. That's for Vaughn and the Mind. It's not for me. But listen, EOP stands for Educational Opportunity Program. And what that program is, which is an amazing program, and a lot of people don't understand about these programs. If you go to a private school like Syracuse, it's called HEOP. If you go to a state university, it's called EOP, Educational Opportunity Program. So basically, there are kids who are very talented, who are amazing. However, should I be blunt?
We're broke.
And shit happens. Things happen, whether you're like me, you're a teenage father, things going on in your life that you can't control, your family is having issues, addiction, blah, blah, blah. Or, like Gabe said, you're broke.
College is expensive. It's America. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
we know this.
bro.
We know this.
And basically, there are programs created at amazing universities that look into students who, for some reason, have all of this talent, but are not just meeting the standards that the normal admissions of what the university requires to get in. It's just not met because they're realizing that you're going through all of these different type of circumstances.
A lot. Yeah.
For me, not to toot my horn, it didn't work.
Exactly. Let's not toot that horn.
Nah.
Let's not toot
Nah, we're gonna get my horn. That was my fault, sorry. But to toot my horn, EOP was a little different for me.
It was different for all of us. Man.
Throughout high school, I had plenty of opportunities. I went to MS Square at Phillips Academy Andover every summer, one of the most elite summer programs in the country, $30,000 a summer on a full ride. I had nearly a perfect GPA in high school. And there were big time colleges that was interested in me. However, I was a teenage dad, which by this time in episode 3, you should know that by now. We said it 40 times. And I was not only looking for a college to believe in my talent and what they thought I was going to be in this world, but I also needed them to accept my girlfriend, who is now my wife, the wonderful Nicolette. And I also needed them to understand that they needed to accept my daughter, Emily. And a lot of top colleges didn't want to hear that. They were like, no, we like you as a student. We want you here. We want to give you money. But whatever you got going on personally doesn't matter to us. And it bothered me. It hurt me a lot. And Stony Brook changed the game for me. And they not only accepted me, they accepted my daughter, they accepted my girlfriend, and they accepted all the baggage that came with Jonathan Conyers.
Okay, you say they, as in who? Who accepted you? Obviously, you're talking to people. You have to talk to someone to get an EOP. Who are those people?
So, we want to take it back?
We're taking it back already.
You want to take it back?
We're not trying to go all the way back. But we're
going to take it back.
Oh,
Bear with me. Let me see if this worked this time. You ready? Let's see. We're going to take it back. So it started. And we talked about this earlier. You wasn't at this day because you were supposed to go to Wisconsin. We're going to talk about that. But let's talk about how I found out about EOP.
Okay, let's hear it.
At this point in senior year of high school, I'm working in Marcy Projects. I shouldn't have to explain what Marcy Projects is. Jay-Z is one of the most influential people in our time. So when you hear Marcy Projects, you automatically think of Jay-Z. I was working in Marcy Projects in Brooklyn. I was living in Brownsville at this time. I'm working at Family Dollar. My daughter was just born. I'm a senior in high school. And I'm super depressed. I'm cutting school, missing probably 3 days out the week. I literally gave up. I said, this is my life. I have to take care of this kid. I don't have a support system. I'm not living with my parents. I'm living with my mother-in-law. At this time, it's just my girlfriend's mother. But I'm living with my mother-in-law. I'm cutting school to literally work at Family Dollar, and my checks every week was literally just enough to buy MTA and just diapers. Couldn't buy milk. I'm stealing things to take care of my daughter, and I'm just so depressed. I gained around 70 pounds at this time. It's just horrible, man. I had so much potential. A lot of people see me as this kid who was just going to make it, who was going to defeat the odds, and I'm just down. I'm down and out. And I had this wonderful college counselor, Mr. Ray. Gotta clap for Mr. Ray. Mr. Ray, you are amazing. Thank you. And Mr. Ray is harassing me. Jonathan, it's okay. It happened. This is not a mistake. Emily is a blessing. Emily is going to be the biggest blessing that you ever received ever in your life. And I'm like, nah, it's over. It's over. My life is over. Jonathan, there are programs out there. There's programs. Come to my office. Nah, I'm not coming. Jonathan, please show up. I can't keep covering your absences. Please, you just got to do this. You have a perfect GPA. Your Regents are done. You're going to graduate. You just got to show up. Just come. There's programs. One day, I'm like, all right, you're going to keep harassing me. I go to the office, and she's like, Jonathan, I'm doing the Common App. You remember the Common App?
I hate the comment.
So I'm doing the Common App, like literally, like I didn't go to class the whole day. Mr. Ray locked me in her office doing the Common App, and she's like, apply to Stony Brook, and I laugh. I'm like, yo, I'm supposed to be going to Johns Hopkins, Harvard, Yale, all my friends. You tell me to apply to Stony Brook? Like, are you serious? Like I want to throw the computer at her. Like, are you disrespecting me? Like, if it ain't Ivy, I'm done. Like, I ruined everything. Like, it's over. It is what it is. Like, I'm just another statistic. I'm everything I was supposed to be because of my upbringing. It is what it is. She's like, John, these colleges are great. Don't worry about the name of it. You go and do what you got to do. You can be special. And I want you to check the box called ELP. I'm like, what's that? She said, you need it. Where you're at right now, your mental state, you're going to need more support going into these POWs, these colleges, and it's going to be a new world for you. You need it. ELP. So at this point, you know, I'm like, all right, Mr. Ray, being respectful. I'm listening to everything she said. I'm just like, whatever. You think I'm going to be something, I ain't going to be nothing. And I get an invitation. And I get an email from Miss Cheryl Hamilton. And it's basically like, listen, we're having this boys' day. You know, Stony Brook at this time, there was a lot of minority men. The ELP program was dominated by females. And they were trying to convince a lot of minority boys to come to the campus.
I actually never knew that.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't want to go. My mom calls me. You know, like I said, my mom had her issues, but when it came to education, she was a tyrant. She said, yo, I got a call from Mr. Ray. I know you're not living here no more, but you better take your ass to that meeting. You need to show up at the library. It was a Saturday. And I go and I meet most of my squad. We're going to get into that. I meet most of my C2 squad.
C2.
So we go, it's Justin there. It's Terrence. And it's all these kids. I know none of them. I don't know their names at this point. And we're at what's the big library in New York City? Public library.
Javits Center or Jarvis?
Not Javits. The library.
Oh, the public library.
On what street? It's like 30 something.
That big library over there.
You see that? As you can see,
with the lions outside.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Boom. So I'm randomly there. It's cold. I'm depressed. I'm fighting with Nikolai. So it's funny because Justin always tells me the story. He was like, yo, all he remembers is some dude arguing about his daughter getting milk. And he turns around. He think he is some 6'7" brolic dude. And he's like, the fuck? You got a kid, bro? I remember that's the first thing. Like, you got a kid, bro? And I'm like, yo, bro, who are you, bro? Like, mind your business, bro. I'm talking to my girl, bro. Mind your business, bro. Like, I'm still ghetto, man. Like, very smart. Like, great grades, but I'm ghetto. I'm from the hood. And we go on this campus, and I meet Jarvis, and I meet Francisco. And my life changed instantly. You know, and I'm like, yo, why am I here? I'm one of those guys, like, trying to, like, make them give up on me. And Francisco looks at me in my face and says, you know,
you ain't shit.
Nah, he didn't do the David. He didn't do the David. He didn't tell me to carry the book. He said, when I walked on Stony Brook campus, I had a daughter. And now I have multiple degrees. I'm a counselor. So whatever fucking excuse you think you got about why you can't be successful, save that shit. And guess what? When I went to campus, I was a single dad. You still got the mother of your child. I didn't have that. And instantly I was like, whoa. And then you meet Jarvis, Dr. Watson, sharp, black dude from the hood.
You know, I was about to say, one of my favorite things with Jarvis is he always said about coming on time. What does that mean, bro? Coming on time.
Yo, well, let's do it.
Let's hear it.
If you are early, you're on time. If you are on time, you are late.
It's one of my favorite things.
If you are late, you are to be forgotten, young man. And it was like, you know, you felt the pressure, you felt the sternness, but you didn't feel like beaten down. You didn't feel overwhelmed. You didn't feel like you was being judged. You just felt like, yo, I gotta make these people proud. Like, they're here on a Saturday in the freezing cold to pick some young black dudes up that the world has counted out.
He was like that from day one, bro.
From day one, bro. And you just talking to these men who come from where you come from, and then I had Francisco who had the same experience that I had. And then I go on this campus and it's beautiful. And we play ball, and I meet all these dudes. I meet Mike, I meet Jeremy. You know,
This is the summertime, right?
This is in the middle of the school year. We didn't senior. This is senior year of high school.
Okay.
At this point, everybody on that trip was already accepted in Stony Brook. We didn't know.
Yeah.
They told us at the end of the tour that all of you have been accepted. That's why we picked you guys up. That's why we invited you on this tour. The choice is yours. Go to the cafeteria. And then, I'm talking to Francisco. He says, I'm like, man, I can't leave my daughter. And he says one of the most powerful things to me. He said, your daughter won't remember nothing from 1 to 4. But when she's 7 and you're still working at that Family Dollar and you can't give her the resources, that's going to eat her alive. When all these young men who listened to me and took this opportunity is at Disney World with their kids, and your daughter is 12 and you wanted to be there for her for 1 through 4, she's going to look at you in disgust. But if you go now at 5, she's not going to remember that her dad sacrificed those 4 years so she could have a life that you never had. And it stuck with me, It stuck with me. It was there, and I ended up getting into some my dream schools. But I was like, I can't go. I have to go to Stony Brook. It's bigger than what the education is about. I have a support system. I have people that understand me. I have people that believe in me. I have people that's going to take the time to build the character I need to be successful in this world. And it was one of the most important and biggest decisions I ever made in my life.
At that time, how much of your, were you believing in yourself at that point? Not at all?
No, but my freshman year to junior year, I was on the debate team. I almost won the Harvard tournament. I debated at Yale. I debated at Columbia. I took multiple APs, man. It was just gifted, school was just easy, man. It came natural to me. I had wonderful teachers. And I remember going to Mr. Murphy specifically, my AP European history teacher. And when I told him I was having a kid, man, you could tell he was trying so hard not to judge me, but I felt it. I felt it in the room. It was just like, how, bro? Out of all the kids, you was the golden child. You were Ivy League, you were gonna be the lawyer. You was gonna be a judge. How? How did you do that out of all the kids? You? And I quit. I gave up on myself. But again, it's a part of the journey. Everybody believed in me. There was people who just wouldn't give up on me, like Miss Touré.
That's great, man.
And eventually I accepted that offer to go to Stony Brook. And I remember my first day. So part of being in the EOP program is what we had to do, Gabe.
Yeah, that's when I came along, because I was like, damn, all
you
that happened. I wasn't even there.
You weren't at the men's meeting because you were on the fence about going to Stony Brook. You were supposed to go to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But you came in late to the situation. But you were there day 1 of the summer, because so part of being an EOP student is we had to go through a boot camp.
Basically, exactly what
you're
saying.
And a 10 boot camp.
It's
it was
a boot
like,
camp.
And for a while, when I accepted the offer, I was really mad about this boot camp. We get one phone call. We had to line up like we was in jail. We had no laptop, no cell phone. We started our day at 7 a.m. We ended our day at 8 p.m. We had to be in bed by 9. They still wanted us to study. How? And they trained these young minority kids to be ready for campus when everybody came to campus. And I remember the first day, and I call it the proposal. My mom, Nicolette, my daughter, we're all there. Everybody's staring at me. I remember even Gabe staring at me. He probably don't remember. Because I'm the only one with a big head ass daughter holding her. And everybody's looking like, bro, got a kid, bro? Yo, that's your kid, bro? And I'm like, yeah, man, that's my kid. They're like, oh, okay. You going to college? You got a kid? Usually the people with kids stay back home in the hood. And I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm going to do the college thing, man. And I remember my mom talking to Pam, who was my head counselor. Shout out. Oh, come on, man.
Gotta give Pam her flowers.
Shout out to Pam, man.
Definitely.
Shout out to Pam, man. One of the amazing counselors. I would not be where I'm at without you. You were patient. I would not be at NYU without you. I would not have my career without you. You guided me in the right direction every step of the way. And I remember my mom crying and saying, my son is special. You know, I apologize. This is all me. Like, I should have been a better mom. My mom is breaking down crying in the corner, and I'm so embarrassed, bro. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Like, I haven't been on this campus for 1 minute. She's embarrassing me. And she's like, he has to be there for his kid. He can't. I know he needs a future, but he has to figure this out. He needs to be a father, but he also needs this opportunity. And I remember Miss Cheryl and Pam grabbing me, and they looked me in the face and said, we hear you, Mom. Jonathan, we're going to give you this opportunity. We want to bring your family, your whole entire family, your girlfriend and your daughter to campus. We're going to give you an apartment. We'll pay the first 7 months of the rent. You have to do one thing for us that has never been done. I said, what is it? You have to get a perfect 4.0 and you have to be number one in every class. They said, number one, you can get a 4.0, but you have to be number one in every class. There's 100 kids here who are brilliant, who's excited for this opportunity. They all want this full ride.
From around the world, by the way. These kids are coming from like...
You have to be better than everybody. Not in one class, in every subject. And we'll do that for you. Do you agree to that? And Miss Cheryl looked me in my eyes and said, do you agree? She said, you're number, I was like number 400 on the wait list for the apartment. She said, I will make you from 400 to 1 if you do this. And I said, I promise you, I'm going to outbeat all of these motherfuckers if I can get my daughter and my girlfriend here on campus and I could be a father and a student. She said, we'll see. And my mom grabbed me before she got back in the car. She said, you better be number one, you motherfucker. And I didn't talk to my mom for like, what? How long was in the summer? 6 weeks?
That was basically 6 weeks.
I didn't talk
Felt
to
like
my
more
mom again after that. Like, I literally, like, I had one phone call, so I called my daughter and my girlfriend every night. It was the only one phone call I could get. And that was the proposal. And then the summer started. Now, when the summer started, we had a floor. Remember this shit, Gabe?
C2!
So first, no purple.
You gotta hit that siren, bro.
Bring it back. I was late, but we not gonna cut this. We not gonna edit it out because we're human and we're real. It's a professional winter show. C2!
C2, bro.
Okay, so now
no one knows what that means, so you gotta tell them what C2 is.
Nah, man, you was just as much as part of this journey as me. This is your episode as much as it's mine.
It's very, very basic. Literally,
we
all were like, directed onto a floor in a room.
Yep.
We were given a floor in a room, and just so happened that our floor was the second floor, and our section of the entire building was C. So we were in C2. That was it. We had our own RA. Who was our RA, bro?
Ahmed / Dr. Phil, baby.
Ahmed and Dalia.
Yes, sir. And we gotta talk about Ahmed, man. I remember the reason why I said / Dr. Phil is, first of all, Ahmed, you are an amazing human being. I don't know if you're watching this. I don't know if you're ever gonna see this. I haven't talked to you in years, my brother.
Yo, Ahmed is a beast, bro.
But the dedication you had for us, the way you understood, the attention you knew we needed, the fact that you knew that all of us was gonna crash at one point, that we, our generation, no laptop, we don't know what's going on.
At that age, he was young. He was basically our age.
He was our
talking
age.
to us like he's like our dad.
I remember like I was having a meltdown one day, and I was just like, yo, I'm out, bro. F this program, y'all working me too hard. I can't even call my daughter. Like, my daughter was sick one time. They like, no, can't call her, go to class. I'm like, yo, you dead? Yo, I'm like, the Bronx came out. I'm like, fuck all y'all. What you mean? Yo, I'm out. Where the LIRR? I'm out. Y'all bugging out. My girlfriend going through it. I just left her with a 3-month baby. You know what I'm saying? You know how many people we know in the hood that's in college and still in the hood? Like, I don't even know if this is gonna work. I might as well go back to Family Dollar. Y'all just see me as a dollar sign. Y'all gonna rob me and I'm still ain't gonna be nothing. You know what I'm saying? This school ain't nothing. This ain't an Ivy League. Y'all don't have the answers. Y'all don't have the answers. You don't have the answers, Sway. So I'm mad, man. I'm like, nah. And Ahmed is like, bro, put us in a room, bro. He Dr. Phil'd us. And bro, I've never seen so many, well, we was young men, but we were still on the verge of being men at that point. We 17, 18. just crying, bro. And Ahmed was about to get a PhD in psychology. And he would just take us, bro, like, force us to talk about our problems. That whole stereotype of not to be vulnerable, that the black man has to keep it all in, that you don't tell your family secret. He broke us down, bro. And he made me vulnerable, bro. He made me cry some days. And it was like, you know, like, do you want this, bro? Do you want to be better? It ain't on them. This opportunity can be as much as you take out of it. So it was life-changing, man. Like, again, I don't mean to be annoying, but, like, round of applause for Ahmed. Round of applause, man.
He was definitely a big brother, man. And yo, shout out to Ahmed because you definitely used to like hack my Xbox games so I would get free Xbox games. Yo, thank you so much.
You're about to get Ahmed arrested, bro. He is the feds, bro. Why you snitching, bro?
Thank you, bro.
And No Purple. Remember No Purple?
Oh, man.
I don't know nothing about this, Nicolette. I don't know about this. Yeah.
So, you know, they had this number one rule. Before they sat us down in the auditorium and they were like, straight up 100% guys, you guys and girls, guys, you're blue, girls, you're red. There's not to be any mixing. You're not going to create that color purple.
So red and blue creates purple. So it was very like, you don't talk. We talk to each other. We ate together and stuff like that. But no purple. This is not the time to
cannot have sexual relations
with
that woman.
Not at all. We here to focus. We here to get things done. And you know, so it was always funny. Yo, remember when Jarvis woke us up that morning and crucified us? Well, we was throwing gang signs up, right, in the cafeteria.
Oh, that was you throwing gang signs up. Coming from your brother.
Yo, I was ghetto. I don't know. I think it was me, Terrence, Mike, Jeremy.
That sounds about right.
We were throwing up gang signs in the cafeteria. I don't remember why. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know who ticked us off when we started throwing gang signs at some administrator. But yo, it was like, yo, he woke us up. We was in the hallway. All the guys in our boxes. Well, this game was always in his boxes. We in our boxes, bro. Remember Wayne used to wear the towel around? Yeah, Wayne. So we in our boxes, bro, and but it became funny because remember when we had the show? What was it that he said?
Yo, there was so much about
Jeremy
that too.
Remember in the talent show, Jeremy copied Jarvis from that day, and everybody was crying.
Yeah,
I don't remember, man, but yo, we went through it that summer, bro.
It was a lot, man.
But
a tough summer, man.
To make the long story short, I ended up with a 4.0 and number one in every class.
Somehow.
And after that summer, like, everybody knew who Jonathan Conyers was. Like, I remember at the award show, it was like, and Jonathan Conyers. Everybody was like looking around. And Jonathan Conyers. Everybody was like, yo, bro, no, he got a kid? Like, who is this dude? Like, bro, go focus on your kid. Why you winning every award? And I remember, like, yo, I worked my butt off that summer. I remember Jarvis and Francisco were like, I'll be walking class and they would just grab me and like throw me in a room. Oh, C2, they not doing good. You gonna let your brothers fail?
That's crazy, really?
Remember you? Yo, don't try to act like you remember. You used to be in my room getting study guides.
I was sitting next to you.
Yo, they used to be like, listen, you know you gotta go to sleep by 9. We're gonna let you stay until 11. You're doing great. Your brothers, part of this journey is making your brothers survive. So it was like the point in the middle of the week, like I felt responsible for all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you want to throw gang signs up with them, but they're about to get kicked out this program. We're going to give you 2 extra hours to make a study guide to help all of them because you get the material. And bro, it was to that point where like a lot of like who I am as a person now, I started to develop, like not being selfish, like lending a hand, like the reasons why I own group homes, the reasons why I own a juvenile center, like they taught me that it was bigger than me. That if I wanted to be successful in this world, I needed a team. I need to uplift people. I need to bring people with me on this journey. And like, it's little things like that people don't really know, like that I learned at Stony Brook, like throughout that summer.
It was such a big thing in my life too. I mean, damn.
Yo, it changed us, bro. Like when I was there, I didn't know, like this whole time I thought I was a good student. Bro, I didn't know how to study. I didn't know how to take notes. Like I learned all of that in 6 weeks, bro.
That's true.
Like, I put my phone down. I blocked myself out from the world. And in 6 weeks, my life changed.
6 weeks, you had a new family, bro.
Had a new family, new brotherhood. I knew how to study. I knew how to take notes. I knew how to communicate, you know? And it was a beautiful thing. Word,
That's
bro.
true. I think for me it was beautiful too, man. Like, you know, I went into college not that, you know, I'm a quiet dude naturally. So I go in, I'm like, I have to make new friends. I have to, it's like you're by yourself. That after that EOP program, it's like, damn, I can probably do this. Freshman year, it's just gonna be like this, but you know, a little more chill. I got someone looking after me now.
Yeah, bro. Now let's stay on that. Freshman year.
Freshman year.
Bro, we just talk all this time. We didn't even get into freshman year yet.
Man.
Freshman year. You want me to start first?
You can definitely start first because freshman year is wild, bro.
One word to describe it. Term for you. So I'm happy. I got the 4.0. Number one in every class. I'll beat all of y'all.
Yeah, I don't even know where you went in the beginning of that
I went
year.
to Shaping.
You disappeared.
I disappeared from all of y'all, and it was tough because the apartment complex. I stayed with all the graduate students because that was the only way you get an apartment. I'm with all the PhD students, so I'm across the street from the hospital. You guys are deep all the way on main campus, so you guys are living life. You're going to parties, and I'm now all the same pressures as y'all without the stresses. And now I have Nicolette. I have my daughter. And what I didn't factor in was that I was in college. Nicolette wasn't in college. So Nicolette sacrificed her goals to support my goals. But while I'm in chemistry, taking all these science classes, doing my medicine program, she is stuck in the house all day with a baby at 18 years old. And I'm working 2 jobs because I have to take care of him. You know, I knew I had a 7-month gap before I had to really start taking over the rent, but I had to feed, I had to pay diapers, I had to get milk. It was a lot of other expenses I had. And plus, I needed to start saving to be able to afford that type of rent once the 7-month period ended. And it was hard, bro.
I bet. I mean, damn.
She was miserable, postpartum. At 18, I didn't understand what that meant. I was insensitive to it. I wasn't understanding to it. You know, we had another unfortunate event occur. Another pregnancy during that time, which I never really talk about, that didn't go in the direction we thought it was going to go. It was a lot for her, but it was also a lot for me. You know, I was on a scholarship. I was taking the hardest classes that, you know, you can take at the university, following a medicine path. And by the end of that first semester of college, Nicolette left.
Where'd she go?
She went back to Brooklyn. She went back to college in the city. She said she was done with me, and it was the best thing for her. So now I'm stuck with this whole apartment that I don't need at this point no more because my daughter and my girlfriend is gone.
Yeah.
And I'm walking through campus. I see all of you guys taking photos, living. You guys is really tight now. And I'm just like, you guys are looking at me like, bro, where you been at? Like,
seriously,
we thought you dropped out. Like, I'm like, nah, bro, I've been here still getting A's. I'm just on the other side. And, you know, I started slowly coming more, and you was the first guy to be like, bro, my roommate is always having sex somewhere. Come stay here. Like, yo, like, he never shows up, bro. You seem kind of depressed. Like, come back with your brothers, yo. We in Simpson. You know, and that's how it started, you know, right? And
Stemmy.
you basically became my roommate.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I literally stayed in your room. I never went to Shaping. I was depressed there. I was bored. Like, every time I was there, I just looked at an empty crib. And, you know, and on the weekends, I went home. Remember? You know?
Yeah.
I used to be running around Stimson on the weekends, you know?
It's crazy.
And I started to develop that friendship with you guys and getting that brotherhood. And, you know, we started to create all of these memories and all of these things. And
like the memory of you sleeping under the bed, or no, it was in the closet. I woke up in the middle of the night and you're like sleeping in the closet.
First of all, remember, I have an apartment. They live on campus, so they have a lot of rules they have to follow. I have a lot more leniency. So Gabe says, John, I want to make brownies. I don't smoke. I didn't put 2 to 2 together, right? I don't do drugs. I don't eat edibles. So I'm like, all right, bro, why do you need to come to my house and make brownies? I'm like, all right, cool. So we all walk to my apartment and I eat about 5 of them. Gabe didn't say, John, you should stop. They're all just laughing. Remember, I almost got hit by a bus that day. Sham saved me. I don't remember how we got back to the dorm. And then I wake up and I'm in the closet. I missed all my classes. Yo, it was a bad day. But look, I survived it. I'm still here. But yeah. I barely survived it. But you know, like, in that chaos, love was found. Nicolette created her own life. She went to college. She found her own purpose. I still got to see my daughter every weekend. I created my friendship with you guys. I got to get the taste of the college experience.
Exactly.
And eventually, Nicolette did end up coming back. And
But you know what? Let's touch on that real quick. Yeah. In a relationship, it's sometimes really good. It's a really good thing to take that one step back.
Yeah, it was the best thing
to let that person be.
She got her career and she flourished. She finished college fast, and due to her journey, that saved us at the end because she paid the bills, she paid the car note. Like, she took so much stress off me my junior and senior year, which when I was really into my program, where it was just we doing anatomy, I'm dissecting dead bodies. I'm taking classes with the doctor and physical therapy students. Shout out to my brother Luke, some of my closest friends. Shout out to John Schofield, occupational therapist. Some of my closest friends I met throughout that time. And there was no way I would have been able to work 2 jobs and do those rigorous classes. But when Nicolette made that decision to leave and focus on her own self, which was the best thing ever, we came back stronger together. Yeah. And at the end of the day, when you love somebody, we had a relationship, love always comes back. You know, you always find that connection. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
When you love her, let her go, right?
Yeah. So it worked out, and I got to build a beautiful relationship with a lot of my closest friends today. So it benefited both of us in a tremendous way. And because of that peace of mind, because I really got to be a college student, because I got to do all these extracurricular activities and really focus on my studies, it led to me being Mr. Far Beyond.
Mr. Far Beyond, we're back at it. We're back at it.
And I know a lot of you are wondering what that means.
It's like he's like DJ Khaled. Every track, by the way, when he's gonna be like Mr. Far Beyond.
I didn't really like that term when it happened. It wasn't the best feeling, and I have to be honest about it. So let's go back.
Okay, let's hear it.
Was it sophomore year? Junior year?
Bro, I don't even know, man.
I think it's sophomore year, maybe junior year, whatever. I get an email, and basically it says, "We're interested in you to potentially headline a video in a promotion that the university is launching." And it was called the Far Beyond campaign. Now, when I got the email and I looked at the list of people, I bust out laughing immediately. One of the girls, I forgot her name. It was this student. She was a junior. She was already in the medical school. Bro, she had a patent. she created a mosquito spray that helped with kids in India like fight off malaria. Damn. There was another kid who was an engineer that was going to work for NASA already. He was a senior. He was about to get a PhD program. And he was going to be an astronaut.
Far Beyond right there, for sure.
Right? And it was this amazing list. And at the bottom of the list, it was me. 4.0, but got a baby. I'm like, okay. Like, all right, cool. I got a baby. Like, she just saved malaria. Like, okay, I don't have a shot at this. Why are they interested?
Going an asshole.
Yeah, he's going an asshole. Like, I just had sex. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I go to this meeting and we talk. And it's these guys from California, these producers. And they're trying to create this campaign for Stony Brook to raise funds, to really put Stony Brook University on the map. And after all the interviews, they called me and said, "We have selected you." And I said, "Me? Did you not see that she like saved 100 kids in India? Like, did you not realize she's about to be an astronaut? Like, I'm just from the hood, bro. Like, ain't nothing special about that." Like, there's nothing special about that. He's like, "No, you know, you're very special. You just don't realize it. Like when we talk about your story and we broke it down to everybody, everybody's drawn to you. They're drawn to your charisma. They're drawn to your energy. And I'm like, all right, so what I gotta do? They hand me this script about what I should do and what I say, and I ripped the script up, and it was like, oh, who you think you are? And I said, bro, if you gonna tell me about my life, you gonna come to the hood. My daughter is in Brownsville right now. While I'm sitting here studying on this beautiful Long Island campus, 20 minutes from the Hampton, give or take. You used to go to the Hamptons a lot. How far was it?
That's like 2 hours from Stony.
Bro, when did I get 20 minutes from 2 hours? 2 hours. Bro, I swear I did a retreat there. It was not that long.
An hour, 30 minutes probably.
Yeah,
2 hours of traffic.
It's not 2 hours. You talking about the Southampton campus?
That's like end of Long Island, bro.
Bro, it's not that far, bro. I swear we got there faster.
Oh, he was on the brownies at the time, probably.
Bro, I was on the brownies. I was on the brownies. You know
this is Mr. Far Beyond, by the way. He was far beyond.
I was on the brownies. But we go and I'm like, yo, if y'all gonna do this, you gonna come to Brownsville. But my daughter have to sit there and suffer while I have to pray that this time go by fast so I can give her the life she deserves. And they're like, oh, but we have expensive equipment. I said, if you're not gonna do it my way, I ain't gonna do it. Go get one of those, go get the astronaut. I get another email a week later saying, all right, we're gonna do it. So we go, this is my first time directing. I direct the whole thing. If you look at the video on YouTube, you probably could find it. I'm behind the train. I'm much bigger than, I'm like 380 at that point. And I do it, and it goes great. And I never heard nothing after. I shoot the whole video, we talk. They picked me up like 5:30 in the morning. We drove in a van with all these cameras all the way to Brownsville. We shot. I remember that day. Some hood dude come. He dressed up. He like, bro, who told y'all can record on my street? They all nervous with the camera like, we told you. And I'm like, yo, bro, we good, bro. We good, bro. He like, all right, bro. All right, I'm gonna let y'all slide. And I'm just laughing. And they are terrified, bro. They're like, you see, I say, yo, it's just, this is Brownsville. Like, get over it. Like, he ain't gonna do nothing. He just gotta put his, he's gotta show his pride.
You gotta put some respect.
Yeah, you gotta put some respect. I gave him his respect. You know what I'm saying? Just shut up. He ain't take your camera. Relax. But it ended up going good. I did a shoot with my daughter. I got to spend some time with my daughter, Nicolette, my girl. And we go back to campus and I go to the bench. I'm in the pack room. Like, it's like a month later, I go to the bench, we turn up. And I get, and it's definitely junior year. I know it's junior year now because I was already in the respiratory program. Because I remember one of the professors, I'm not gonna say the name because I don't know. One of the professors called me like right in class, but I wake up, I'm super wasted. It's the next day, and I'm like, I got a hangover. And I get a call, and it's President Stanley. And he's like, yo, we're about to present your poster.
Poster?
My poster? What you talking about, bro? And I say, yo, I'm in class. I'm so sorry. I can't make it to the ribbon cutting ceremony. And he's like, okay. Hang up. And I'm like, I text Pat. And I say, yo, Pat, bro, they said they're doing a poster for me at Melville Library. What's going on? Bro, Pat FaceTime me, said, bro, your face is covering the whole library, bro. It's like 1,000 students here, bro. I checked my Facebook. I got like over 1,000 shares. I am so confused, bro. I called Nicolette. I said, yo, something crazy is happening. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So Nicolette is in Stony Brook at this time. She's like, all right, let's go at night. Put Emily in the stroller. We'll walk that night when it's quiet. So I said, yeah, I don't want to go now. Like, I look bad. I'm hungover. I don't want to embarrass myself. I said, let's wait till late at night. So we walked there. Bro, I bust in tears. Like, I see my whole face and I'm like, what the fuck is happening, right? So then I go, and I'm on the bus the next day. And I look, and this kid keeps looking at me. He looks up. I'm like, what the fuck you looking at me for? So I'm ghetto.
Yeah.
Bro, what's good with you, bro? What the fuck you staring at me for? And he looks up again. I look up, and it's my face. I'm like, the fuck, I'm on the bus? So I'm like, all right, bro. My boy from Washington, D.C. tags me in Facebook. Say, bro, I'm in New York. I'm in Chelsea. I see your photo. You on a billboard. I'm like, what, bro? What are you talking about? Another one of my bros at LaGuardia Airport tags me on Facebook. Bro, your face is all over LaGuardia Airport, bro. So now I'm on alarm. I'm like, all right, bro, it's time to ask questions. And it's my government. It says Jonathan Conyers on these posters. Like, bro, like, you know, just to make it personal, like, people was violating me. Like, on social media, like, yo, how did his fat ass become the face? Bro, I had some cooked Uggs at this time, you know. Everything from the Bronx got.
It was a full body picture?
Bro. I'm like 360, bro. Bomb. Like, my hoodie crazy. My hoodie had stains on the poster. They didn't even edit it. Like,
oh, man.
They didn't even tell me. Like, I could have bought an outfit. You know, I'm broke and poor at this time. Bro, they coming at me like, yo, y'all gonna make him the face of campus. At least y'all could do is teach him about health.
Damn.
One comment was like, yo, he probably rapes his daughter. Fuck him and his daughter.
Damn.
Like, bro, it was so bad, bro. Like, I got so depressed. Like, you would think, like, this would be positive. Like, I was suffering from this. Bro, I couldn't go on campus. Like, I would walk on campus. People would jump on my back. The frat boys. Oh, Fabio, what's up, baby? Smack my butt. Like, and I want to fight every time. And I'm like, bro, like, don't touch me. What's wrong with y'all? And it was just like, it's nothing worse than being a broke celebrity. Like, and I wanted it to stop. And I started making phone calls and I was like, nobody ever told me about this. What is happening? And I'm trying to sit there and like trying to dissect this. And then the university found out that, you know, I never agreed to this. You know, that I wasn't aware of this. I didn't sign off. And it just became this whole big thing. And now I'm being invited to banquets and I'm starting to see people donate millions off my video and off my story. And it's just like, I can't even pay my bills, bro. Nobody offered me to help me with my daughter, but my face is everywhere. You know, I'm getting bullied on social media. People are jealous, you know, racism. You know, a lot of white students are attacking me. And then black students started to hate me because they're like, how are you making all this money for the university? There's no money going in to the, you know, like the Afro Society, the Latin clubs. You know what I'm saying? There's no money going into our NAACP society on campus. And yet you're making all this money and you're letting them exploit you. They're using this money to make people that don't look like us get into the medical school, which I don't know if it's true or not, but you know, all these rumors and people starting to come up with things. And I'm just on some like, what the heck, bro? Like, you know, like, am I, you know, and I'm trying to explain to people, like, I don't know what you thought at that time. And I want to hear what you thought. Like, people thinking I'm making money, like, I'm rich. And I'm like, bro, I'm struggling. Like, I'm just giving attention.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, all this pressure. I got a society that just hates me because they're like, why do I deserve that? Because I made choices. I made poor choices when I was in high school. In reality, they don't understand when they rich and they come from a different type of family and they came up with a different upbringing. They don't understand like what it was like to grow up in my environment. Like I always tell people, bro, like you probably would have killed yourself growing up with me as a kid. Like there's things I don't talk about, bro. Like I was raped. You know what I'm saying? Like I dealt with like being homeless all the time, parents being on drugs, watching abuse. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in the projects, gang violence, bullying, poor choices I made that I had to live with, selling drugs, you know what I'm saying? Like things that I had to do to survive. You know, the same thing that hurt me growing up and hurt my family. Like I was doing it to other families when I was selling drugs. Like, you know, and like, but you so quick to judge me. And then I have the community that I think are supposed to understand me. And they're calling me a sellout for something I didn't even control, that I didn't even agree to. You know what I'm saying? So it was tough, bro. Like it was really tough.
Nah, I bet, bro. I mean, damn. Like for me, I can't imagine that. Come on.
Yeah.
That's wild, bro. Especially you have a kid. You're mad young. Like, you know, every time I ever saw you in Italy, it's just like, bro, somehow you're still here. Like, you're still making it. Like,
yeah, bro.
And now your face is blown up on the freaking billboard. It's just like, yo, bro.
I want to know, like, when you seen that, what you thought, bro?
What did I think? I mean,
yeah, bro.
To be honest, bro, like for me, like when I see something like that, I'm like, what what the fuck am I doing? I'm like, bro, what the fuck am I doing? What? How the hell is his face up there? Right? You know, like, bro, he has all these like, what the fuck am I doing? I should be doing more, you know? I should be doing more. Like, that's like the number one thing that goes through my, even now, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, it's just like back to back. And it's just like, you constantly like exceed the expectations. So it's just at this point, it's just like, why even set limits to the expectation of, you know, who you are? And that's just coming back to the idea of being a professional winner. It's just, at that point, you don't set expectations. You just fucking keep going. You just keep doing it.
Yeah, man. And it was getting to the point where there was high, like, deans and stuff losing their job trying to protect me. And trying to, like, show me numbers of, like, yo, they made X amount of money on your face. And they didn't give it to not one student who looked like you. They used it to help students who are already in positions of power. You know, and it just got so depressing. And it's like, what do you do? Do you stand up or you sit down?
What did you do?
Oh, I stood up. You know, I don't, you know, like, you know, and please, you know, this is Stony Brook University. Thank you for everything you have done for me. I will always give you guys your flowers, you know. And, you know, there is a new regime at Stony Brook who I have an amazing relationship with, who I respect, who I love. There are people like Pam, who is now the head of EOP, who deserves all the flowers in the world. And I know she's doing amazing things for that program. But, you know, there's just miscommunication and things that happen in all events like that. And, you know, I wasn't vocal a lot about a lot of these things. I just, like everything I do in life, I put my head down, I just worked. I just worked through it. You know, so.
So.
Yeah, man. So, like, just like most things in life, man, I just worked through it and I just kept going and I just stayed a part of the marathon. But.
And going back to episode 2, as we were saying, now this is episode 3. He said the marathon. We're going to be doing a marathon. John Conyers is going to be the professional winner. And a real marathon, bro.
Episode 200. I might die doing that episode, but
bro, you're not gonna die.
I hope you guys remember me and tune in. Don't wait till I'm dead to give me the views. But yeah, man, it was a beautiful thing, you know, like, and when I mean it was a beautiful thing, you're probably like, girl, you just talked about how hard the process is. But at the end of the day, it was still a beautiful thing because I learned a lot about life. I learned a lot about, you know, attention and what I wanted for my life. And this book, you know, a lot of things I've accomplished in the entertainment industry would not have happened without that experience, without that attention being on me. It created connections. It put a certain spotlight on me that I was allowed to, that I knew how to market and take advantage of later on in life that I didn't know at that moment as I was going through it. And that's also part of being a professional. That's also part of the journey. You know, understanding how to take a step back. And maybe when you're going through things where you're going through this process, you may not have all the answers. You may be confused. You may be lost. And you may be asking yourself, why am I going through this? And, you know, sometimes you have to take a step back from the situation and say, what is going on? How do I benefit from this? There's so many other people benefiting from this situation but me. And instead of complaining about it, instead of balling up in the corner and crying about it, I looked at the situation and says, how can you benefit from this situation? And I figured it out eventually. So I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for the pain. I'm thankful for the blessings that occurred with it. And yeah, man, that is my Mr. Far Beyond story.
Let's give that a little applause.
Let's give that an applause. Clap it up. If you're watching, clap for the podcast. Gabe.
Yeah, man.
Do you have any questions for me? Am I missing something, man?
Questions about that? I feel like you really hit on everything. We heard the big, the beauty. You know, we heard the bad, the good, the ugly. We heard you on brownies. Yeah, we heard a little bit of everything. And, you know, I mean, One thing that I've always realized, bro, is that when there's beauty, bro, there's always something bad that's gonna follow that beauty, or it's gonna be the opposite. When there's something bad happens, there's beauty that's gonna come out of it.
Yeah.
So that's Mr. Far Beyond right there, always going above and beyond. But
yeah, man.
I guess that's what it is. With that bring, we're gonna be wrapping it up.
It's tonight, and people are still hitting me up. But hey, it's part of the podcast, man. You gonna have to deal with that ding and don't edit it out, man. They need to know professional winners. We don't stop working, baby. But again, thank you for tuning into episode 3 of the Professional Winner podcast / show, or whatever you want to call it. I am excited for you to be listening to this. I'm excited for you to be following us on this journey. I hope you're enjoying this content. If you're not, if you have tips, if you have advice, if you don't like my face, tell me in the comments below. If you love me, tell me you love me. Give me hugs. I probably need it. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless. And please follow us at John Conyers Network on Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook. And on Twitter, it's just me. I am John Conyers. Okay? Thank you so much. Love you all. Kumbaya, whatever you call it. And have a shot on me. Just not this shot. That's for me personally. Thank you.
Make sure it's tequila, by the way.
Tequila. We're not gonna say the type. We're always looking for sponsors. Come on. Send me a check. Have a nice day.
Hey, put your hands in the air, do your money dance. Hey, hey, do your money dance.